Us now is Illinois Democratic Congressman Mike QUigley, who is the co-chair of the Congressional Ukraine Caucus. First off, just your reaction to what you witnessed.
Yeah, disappointing, sad, scary. I think people should appreciate the fact that we are fundamentally a different nation than we were just weeks ago. We are alone in the world, and we are less safe.
Do you think people understand that?
You know, I'm just not sure. In the weeks before the election, I talked to the diaspora of Eastern Europe of what the election might mean with what Trump has been saying openly during the campaign. And honestly, I think it fell on deaf ears that no one imagined that the President of the United States would betray all the things that we fought for, all the reasons we fought the Second World War, that we formed the New World Order, liberal, democratic world war after that great conflict. You know, we're on the side of the bad guys now. And I just have to say, questioning the legitimacy of the president of Ukraine, who was elected, who has been more like Churchill, and I would say Trump has been more like Putin, is extraordinary. And in his opening address to Congress, Zelenskyy thanked us, the American people, in my dozens of meetings with their Rada, with their military, and with Zelenskyy in Ukraine. They always open with their gratitude to the people of the United States.
Yeah, he tweeted afterwards many different thank yous to the people, the Congress, President Trump. I want to ask you about something that Lindsey Graham said. He is someone who is obviously, a friend of President Trump's, but he's also been very pro-Ukraine. He's visited, he said, 8 to 9 times. He's gone to Ukraine several times. And he said, the question for me, for the Ukrainian people, I don't know if Zelenskyy can ever get you to where you want to go with the United States. Either he dramatically changes or you need to get somebody new. What do you think of that?
Yeah, the Ukrainians get to decide who their president is. And the only thing I can imagine that gets somebody who would get along with President Trump, it'd be someone who would be totally submissive to what President Trump wants. You know, we have to ask ourselves, what kind of victory do we want? And if peace comes at the result of a Russian victory, where they keep the land, where there's no repatriation of the 20,000 or more children who were stolen, the cost of the war crimes that have taken place. We're talking about, in a sense, with the mineral deal, reparations in the reverse. The invaders are being rewarded, and while those who are invaded are being told to pay the price. It makes no sense. I would say to Lindsey Graham, Churchill wasn't getting a call from FDR on the 5th of June saying, we're going to send you a bill for all this. The right thing to do is also the smart thing to do. I just hope all of my Republican colleagues recognize that they need to put democracy in the world and our own safety as a result of it ahead of party and clearly the President of the United States.
What did you think when Trump said, essentially, and he said this repeatedly, he said this in his Truth Social post, that you hold more cards, he said this essentially, you hold cards because we're involved. And he's raising this specter of, without the U.S., Ukraine might then be forced to go for peace. Sort of raising this idea that the U.S. may actually be enabling continued war and deaths by its involvement and support. What do you think he might be prepared to do?
Well, look, if he does nothing at all, if the president does nothing at all, Putin wins. They have a 4-to-1 manpower advantage. Zelensky's address to Congress, he said, help me win quickly, because they understand they need a peace, but not a peace which is really a Russian victory. So, I mean, look, I get it. The United States needs to be there. I don't know if Ukraine can last 6 months to a year without U.S. help. I don't think that Europe can make up that difference. But he's got to understand, and the American people have to understand, Putin's aims are well beyond Ukraine. The words of General Milley and Secretary Austin, If we don't meet Putin's aggression now, we're going to have to double our own military budget, and we're inviting more bloodshed. Every European military leader I met with during the trips there during this war said the same thing. We are at risk, and ultimately the United States is too. The final, he should be thanking Zelenskyy, because Zelensky's been fighting the fight for democracy, and again, all the reasons we fought the Second World War, and instead he wants gratitude. After he's had this vote in the United Nations, he's extorted them now for the second time. I think President Zelensky's been very grateful. I'm not sure why he needs to be grateful to a president who's been nothing but betray our trust to democracy in Eastern Europe.
Congressman Mike QUigley, thank you for being with us.